All right. Hey, it's your girl, Stephanie Hardy of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast, here live at Black WrestleFest in Brooklyn, New York. Happy Father's Day and happy Juneteenth to you guys. And I am sitting here with a very prolific director and journalist. Like, man, like the work he's doing is just so important. This is Chris Bournea. He is the director and creator of the documentary Lady Wrestler. So how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Happy Juneteenth. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Of course, I had to have you on. Like, we just had our viewing of 15 minutes of the documentary, but the first 15 minutes hit hard. Like, it really hit hard. So please watch this documentary on Amazon. Watch Lady Wrestler. Like, please support it. Watch it. All of the above, because it is a very important story. So would you mind telling us here at the Hardy Wrestling Podcast what inspired you to tell this story?
Yes, so Lady Wrestler is the story of the black women who were the Jackie Robinson of wrestling. They integrated professional wrestling in the 1950s. I'm talking the early 1950s, before the civil rights movement started. And what inspired me is I'm from the city, Columbus, Ohio, where women's wrestling got its start and where the black women who were the pioneers in the sport, where they lived. So I actually met them through a mutual friend, and I just thought their story was amazing. They went all over the world, Japan, Australia, all through Latin America, and they were world famous as Venus and Serena Williams are today. But unfortunately, because their history has not been preserved adequately, they've kind of fallen into obscurity. So I just thought they deserve their own movie, and their story needs to be told for future generations.
Yes, definitely. Like, there are so many people that in wrestling history, like, you really hadn't, like, I know I'm a diehard wrestling fan. So it's like there were a lot of people that I hadn't really heard of, except for like in a passing glance, as far as like the mainstream goes. But these women, like, oh my gosh, like these women basically paved the way for a lot of the black women that we see even today. Like your Sasha Bankses, like your Naomi's, like your MJ Jenkins, who is here, like so many different women. And these women's stories really haven't been told before, and they deserve to be. Like, they deserve to be told in a way that is authentic and also in a way that is respectful to everything that they have given to the wrestling business. And I'm just so happy that you felt it on your heart to tell this story and the story of these women. Like, what would you say was one of the best experiences that you had while you were filming this documentary?
You know, it was just an honor to meet women like Ethel Johnson. She was the only one of her three sisters who, of the three sisters, Ethel, Babs Wingo, and Marva Scott, who all wrestled. They're from the same family. So getting to meet Ethel and hear all her stories about, you know, flying to Canada, to Montreal to train, you know, wrestling in Mexico, that was such an honor that she trusted me with her story. And I interviewed her first for a newspaper article, and then she trusted me enough to actually film her, to record her oral history. That was just such an honor. I got to meet one of my childhood idols, Roddy Piper, and he was so cool and so forthcoming, and I was just really impressed with how respectful of women wrestlers he was. That was really good to know. So it was just an all-around great and also the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger had wanted to honor Ethel Johnson with a Lifetime Achievement Award during the fitness event he holds in Columbus every year. That was amazing. So the whole journey has just been meeting kindred spirits like yourself. It's just been an amazing journey.
Yes, and with that being an amazing journey, like, what do you hope continues to happen for the story of these women, and even the stories of black women, even in wrestling now, that we don't even know about? Like, what is your greatest hope, you know, that can happen as these stories are being told?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, I would like for my hometown and my home state, Columbus, Ohio, to really formally honor at least Ethel and her sisters, because they were, Babs Wingo, her older sister, was literally the first black professional female wrestler in the United States. They need some kind of plaque in front of City Hall, some kind of statue like the Rocky statue in Philadelphia. They need a street named after them, a plaque placed in front of the elementary school where they went, something that formally recognizes them. Beyond that, I would love to see the documentary maybe turned into a fictional miniseries, you know, for Netflix or some streaming outlet, and have, you know, top-notch actors portray them in the documentary, so that, you know, sometimes it takes doing something in kind of an entertaining way to kind of educate people about history. So I would like to see their story kind of like further chronicled in maybe like a big budget movie.
Yeah, definitely. It deserves that type of platform. It deserves that type of praise. And I really hope that it does happen. And I will do whatever I can in my power, to get the word out and to make that happen, because Black women's stories deserve to be told and it deserves to be recognized, because we hold up this world. Absolutely. We hold up this country. So as long as our stories are being told in an authentic manner, then that's really all that matters. And you're one of the holders of that. So I'm really proud that you were able to do that. So what does it mean to you to be a Black WrestleFest in Brooklyn, New York on Juneteenth weekend and also Father's Day weekend?
It's such a tremendous honor to be able to share the story of these pioneering women on Juneteenth. Juneteenth obviously is all about Black freedom, and these women were really, in their own way, they were freedom fighters and trailblazers. So be able to be here in Brooklyn and be with so many kindred spirits like yourself, people who are promoting Black excellence and preserving Black history. It's a tremendous honor. It really is.
Yes, and I am so glad you were able to come and be a part of this. I'm glad to have came from Alabama to be a part of this and all of the above. So I'm just really glad that you are doing this work, and it is very important work, and I just cannot wait to see you go further and succeed. It's really great, it's important, it's inspiring, it's maddening in some in some aspects, it's frustrating in some aspects, but at the same time it's still our story and it's our human story. So as long as we are able to tell it in an authentic way, then that's all that truly matters. Thank you so much for sitting with me here at the Hardy Wrestling Podcast fan table, and just tell everybody where they can find you or follow you, and to tell everybody where they can watch Lady Wrestler.
Yeah, so you can watch Lady Wrestler on Amazon. You can rent it or buy it, and then you can follow the Lady Wrestler Facebook page. It's just Lady Wrestler on Facebook. LadyWrestlerMovie.com is the website, and then you can follow me by my name on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm on there under my name.
All right, thank you, Chris Bournea, and this is the Hardy Wrestling Podcast live at Black WrestleFest, y'all.